gospel. Come on now. Yes, sir. Come on now.
What's going on, family? This is Herb Hill with Producer Points. And guess what? We're at episode number 10. That's right. We have tread the mark of 10 episodes. I want to first apologize for those who were looking for it to drop on Monday. Unfortunately, it was a holiday and I got my holiday chill on. You know, you got to rest, especially when you're a content producer that puts out 2 or more episodes per week. And so I want to apologize. We're going to get this up today on the 23rd of February. It is currently -3 degrees. But listen, I got a special treat for you. I know by the analytics that everybody was loving the segment of honing in your musicianship. So this is going to be part 2 to that. But if you get into this episode, I'm going to let you know right now, you gotta go see episode number 7 first. Because if you do not look at episode number 7, you're going to be lost. We were dealing with the basics in that episode, and so it's important because I'm gonna hit terms. You're gonna see my finger on the keyboard, and you're gonna be lost. So I don't want you to be lost. Secondly, I thank you for those that have subscribed to this channel. We have 12 more people that joined up with us. We're short of our goal. So if you know somebody that's into tech and into producing, into keyboard, and you want to learn how to play keyboard or whatever you got going on as far as tech, please hit the like, share, and then subscribe. Because without the subscribe, the numbers will not go up. The faithful few always come in, but we need more faithful few so we can go ahead and be monetized as a channel. Amen. And so with that being said, yes, I'm a preacher. But anyway, listen. So we're going to go into this episode. It's going to be long. It's going to be good. So I suggest you get your favorite snack, your favorite beverage. Let's get into it right now. So in this recap, we're going to deal with 3 things. We're going to deal with inversions. We're going to deal with intervals. We're going to deal with the tonic, the power of the bass, and then also chord structures. So let's start with inversions first. Inversions are literally different ways you can play a different chord. So if you look at the screen, you got C, E, G, but then you can do E, G, C. Then you can do G, C, E. So let me do that again. C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E. Okay, that's called, this last one I did is called the third inversion. So let's show you again. C, E, G, that's first inversion. E, G, C, and then G, C, E. Okay, that's the third inversion. First, second, third. All right, that's how it goes. Okay, so most jazz people, most gospel people, they play in third inversion because it's easy to play the melody and the chord at the same time. And so what you have to do now, I would suggest, because that's how I learned, and that's how I got better, is playing everything in third inversion. Sometimes I play it in the first inversion, depending on the feel of the song, but most of the time it is in the third inversion. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so let's go to the pragmatics. Now, if I am saying, hey, player 1, I need the bass to player 1, I need the keyboard player or the guitarist player 1. So 1 would be like this. See, this is the bass, this is the chord. So the bass ain't doing no funky stuff at the moment. It's just strictly basic, okay? So now I told you in episode number 7 that the bass controls the chord. Okay. So I'm going to give you a demonstration of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a C chord in third inversion. The chord's going to be in third inversion, but the bass is going to be playing a 6. Okay. So it's going to sound like this. So this, I'm going to play the 1 first, but play third inversion on the chord. So it looks like this. Okay, has a brighter tone, this, that, and the other. But if I change this bass note or the tonic to a 6, it changes the chord structure. Back to the 1 on the bass. Now you notice I have not moved my right hand. The chord is still G, C, E with an add 9 to make it fuller. So let's do that again. That's a C, right? So I'm playing a 1 chord, but playing a 6 bass. So let's talk about this chord right here. So basically, when you look at it, it can be written as A minor, because technically it is an A minor, because the bass, again, the bass controls the foundation of the chord. So let's give you another example, okay? So let's play a 1 to 1, right? But this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step up to the 2. So how can you make a 2 chord? Easy. It is actually D minor, okay? So all I'm gonna do to make a D minor is I'm gonna change the chord to a 4 chord, which is the F chord. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go play the 1, and I'm gonna go to the D minor or the D minor chord, playing a F, adding the 9th, of course, with the C and the G. All right. So I added that 9 in the chord to make it fatter. But if I took away the 9, which is actually the G, I'm sorry, I said C, but it's actually the G. What I do is I go back over to the A. I switch my finger over to the A and just play a natural F chord with a 2 bass. All right. So if I want to play a 3 chord, right, I'm gonna play a natural D minor with the E. So I'm going 1, 1, 2, 3, which is the E chord, which now makes this chord an E minor. Right. So now I'm gonna play a regular 4 chord with a regular F bass. Okay. Then I'm gonna play the G chord with a GBD, which is a G chord with the 5 bass. So this is a 5 chord. Okay. Then I'm gonna switch over my right hand and go to the 3rd inversion C. Okay. 3rd inversion C. And I'm gonna play the 3rd inversion C chord, which is the 1, but I'm gonna play a 6. Okay. Then I'm gonna play a 7 bass, but a suspended A chord, which is the 7, and then I'm gonna go to the 1. So let's do it together. So we're gonna stay in 3rd inversion in everything we do, so to make it simple, okay? So we're gonna play the C chord, that's the 1, the 2, F on the right hand, okay? Then we're gonna go back to the C with a 3 bass, a 4, that's 4 chord, 4 bass. Then we're gonna go to the G, GBD on the right hand, and then the 5 bass, which is the G. Okay? Then we'll go to the 1 on the right hand, 6 on the bass hand, which makes it A minor. Then we're going to do the 7 bass with a suspended A. And then we're going to go to the 1, which is 3rd inversion. So let me play it a little funky for you. So it sounded good. Okay, so I added this little upper structure, but I'm not going to teach you that. That's for lesson 6. Okay, we'll teach you upper structure. So, what I was taught by a good friend of mine, his name is Mike Chipman. He used to say to me, never waste a note. And so The formula for upper structure, this is just a prerequisite for episode number 7, Up the Street. So that put us at episode number 17. I teach this all of the way. Organists are good for this. Keyboard players that have a bass player on hand is good for this. And it has a fatter sound, okay? So the formula for upper structure is 1, 4, 6, 6. So you count from the root, in this case is the B, then you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Then count again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a B, an E flat, and an A. The only thing that's not a part of the C scale is E flat, okay? And the reason being is because that's how upper structure works. Instead of going to the D, which is a part of the C scale, you raise it, you sharp the third of the fourth in this case. So you get that chord. So basically on you're able to do this. Those are just random chords, but I'm holding everything down the right hand. But that's for the next lesson. Next lesson will be episode number 17. I'll break the whole thing down in its entirety. Okay, so let's do this again. So I'm going to call these chords out. It's going to show up on your screen as well, so just be patient with me, okay? So normally most popular music is instead of starting on the 1, in a measure, it'll end off on the 1, okay? Mostly chords in popular music in 2022, they start, instead of start on the 1, they start on the 6. So this is why it is important to know both right hand positioning and understanding the power of the bass, okay? Because if you don't understand the power of the bass, then you really gonna hurt yourself playing with a band, gospel or jazz. The 6 and just the tonic is where the power comes from. Not only sonically, but chord structure wise as well. So let me give you. I'm not gonna play somebody's music. I'm just gonna play random chords because I don't want to. I'm young at this. I don't want to get a YouTube hit. So we're not gonna play nobody's music. We're just gonna play basic chords. Okay. So again, we're just doing it from a popular standpoint. Normally, most music that do this thing, it starts off in the 6, go to the 2, then go to the 5, and then about going on the 8 measure, and it'll end on the 1, and then go back to the 6. So I'm gonna do it real slow, okay? So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The bass is gonna start on 6. I'm gonna play on the right hand the 1. Okay, then I'm gonna go to the 2. The 2 represents the D bass, and I'm gonna play a suspended F chord, but it's still an F in that sense, adding the 9. Okay, 9 is coming from the G. So let's do it again. It's playing the 6 with a 1 chord, playing the D, playing the 2. We playing the 2 on the bass and an F suspended chord. So I can make a quick groove just doing this. Watch this. Okay, let's go back to popular music. So we'll start on the 6, go to the 2, then go to the 4, then go to 5. Okay, so that's in the key of C. So now I'm going to take it all the way up to what? I'm going to take this all the way up to C sharp. I'm going to go from C sharp to C sharp. Do the same thing. So now instead of the A, I'm gonna start off on a B flat. To the two is an E flat, F sharp chord, F sharp chord. I'm gonna do a passing chord. See how that sounds? So now, again, if I was to do the same progression, just using basic 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4, 5 to 5, 6 to 6, 7 to 7, it sounds like this. It's going to be totally different. The power of the bass. If I add it back, if I add the 6, the 2, the 4, the 5, and then the passing chord, it sounds different. Okay, that's a different passing chord. I will show you that in episode number 4. Those passing chords. Passing chords is basically coming out of the line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and what you do is you flat the note. So that the first time I went back to, I passed in kind of a C and then went back to the 6. So it's almost like a 5.5. But then I'm adding up the structure and then make it funky. So this time we're not gonna make it funky. We're gonna make it plain. Okay. So now, what do we talk about? Okay. So we talked about the power of the tonic, how the bass line controls the chord. So if you go traditional, like if you totally different. I did a 50 style kind of sort of. Okay. So, but if I added the 6, the 2, maybe the 3, and just kind of change the chord structure, it sounded like this. Let's start over the 6. See what I'm saying? So the power of the tonic chord structure. And normally when you looking at what I'm doing, I'm literally playing in third inversion the whole time. Okay. Now, those that in choir and stuff like that, you hear the choir director give you notes, and you might start the harmonies off on the 1, which is like this. I'm in the key of C sharp, by the way. There you go. That's how that is. You're going from 1 to the second inversion to the third inversion, so forth and so on. It's the same chord, it's just a different position. You do the same thing on a guitar. Okay, whatever note you decide to play on the bass, it's up to you. But the right hand, or depending on if you left hand or right hand, it'll never change. It'll just go different inversions, if it will. Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning of our notation, and we're going to talk about modulation. We're going to start in the key of C. Okay, so the quickest way to do a modulation is just raise the note. Okay, so if I start off in C, if I go next note up, C sharp. Now this is called chromatics. Okay, so that way you won't get confused. Chromatics. So chromatic sounds like this, all 12 keys. So that's all of the black keys, all of the white keys. That's called chromatic. Okay. Now, if I play a C chord, third inversion, same theory. What I do is I raise up the next note. Okay? So I take everything up. So when I was first starting back in back in 92, 93. So I had learned from a little pamphlet book on how chord structures and chord finger placements work, but it works the same way. So I was a little slow at it because I was not used to the keys yet or knowing what the placement were. So I had to do like this. I had to take one note at a time. Right? I would do like this. One note at a time. So forth and so on. And then I got faster. What I would do, I would play a funky beat until I got the coordination down. But that's in the next episode. We're gonna deal with the coordination. If you're an aspiring organist, a keyboard player, even a piano player, it's the same thing on an accordion. You're just learning the notes. Now I see a lot of people. Matter of fact, this is keyboard on Facebook Marketplace. Are trying to get beautiful keyboard. Roland F806 is a great board. But all through the keypad, all you seen was letters. Well, in my book, letters don't exist. You have to learn the placement of the note. Okay? And we'll deal with that on the next episode that we have, which will be episode number 13, where we deal with how to place chord, the fingering positions of chords, and how to get it. And look at a keyboard and not be, oh, this A, this B. No, you ain't got time for that. If you're trying to play with a band, you got to know the positionings. You got to know, don't put no sticky on the keys. That ain't gonna help you because you might not be able to bring your keyboard and you on somebody else's keyboard and you stop, hey man, I got these stickers. I want to put these stickers on. No, he ain't gonna look at you and laugh. You ain't putting no stickers on my keyboard. So, but anyway, this was a decent long conversation that we were having. Go back through the notes, rewind the tape, and I'm telling you, you are going to learn. But you gotta put the work in. This is not no abracadabra microwave stuff. You have your brain and your muscle memory of your hands have to learn on how chord placements are done. Okay. So with that being said, I will see you next time on Producer Points, and we're dealing this time with what? Honing in your musicianship. It is very important because, like I said in the episode number 7, you do not want to get around professional musicians and you don't know the basics. So what we're teaching on today is basics. So with that being said, this is Herb Hill signing out. Stay warm, stay safe, and God bless you. Talk to you soon.